Hello, friends. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for being here once again. So, this topic is probably one of the most sensitive topics that I am going to address, but I have been called to do this, and I don't really know how to do this without being a little emotional about it. Okay, because this has to do with something that um, we don't go through without having parts of ourselves being, broken down in one way or another to a certain point or another or for a time. Okay, so there. So that being said, this video is going to be about what has been happening over the past couple of years. Now, I don't know if you have observed this, but from my end, I've heard that a lot of people that I know have been going through the same thing that a lot well that I thought that some of us were just going through. Okay, and this has something to do with relationships being shaken up really, and it actually it's like we've been placed in front of a mirror and really look at what was happening in our lives. um Not just for these past couple of years, but the things that we had to confront sometimes were issues and problems that have been going on and on for longer, for much longer, for years, for decades, things that people had to put up with, and now they are starting to stand up for, and with difficulty and with a lot of objections. And all of these, if you're going through the same thing, you would know what I am talking about. Okay, so there, I just want to shed some light, whatever light I could shed into this topic, based on what I have been feeling and based on what I have been suspecting has been happening. Okay, so there. If you have been in my channel for some time now, I started this channel in 2019, and I remember, I think I started making videos on the main themes of every year starting from 2020. So I said then, I remember I said in 2020, the digits of which sum up to a 4. It's just, I just saw the 4 seconds on the clock, 3 and 4. Anyway, 3 minutes, 4 seconds. Okay, a first talks among others about foundation. I don't remember the title of that video. Is your foundation but something like steady or shaky or something like that? So that is when we were being called to, you know, look at the foundations of our lives. Is it really stable or is it shaky? Because if it isn't, it's it's like it's like being shaken like an earthquake, to make us really look and admit to ourselves if that foundation is steady, or is it something shaking, is it something that you need to do something about. Okay, now 2021, the digits totaling to a 5 would be about changes. Now, if something is not really stable about that foundation, that is when you had to make the changes. Okay, so anyway, it makes sense. And then 2026, no, sorry, 2023, 2022. I'm sorry. 2022, okay? Let's make it a little light. Okay, 2022 was vibrating to the number 6, where we really had to find balance. And I found that for the main themes of these years, um the these certain themes are what we are trying to hit at the end of the year. Something, I mean, in all my experience, it was like that. So I don't know, I hope I'm making sense. Okay, I didn't make any video on this year, but this year is all about the number 7, the number 7 being 2023. So 2 plus 2 plus 0, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3, 7. So 2023 is all about 7, and 7 has always been to me a spiritual number. Okay, now it is when you commune more with the spiritual realm, where your guides are guiding you, where your angels are coming in and really, giving you hints on what to do and making you feel things that you have to confront and do something about. So stuff like that. So there. And at the same time too, I had this hunch for some time now, but the first time I tried to search for the meaning of the age of, I mean, a search about the age of Aquarius, I had, um, conflicting information. So I just forgot about it. And now, just today, um, since I've been pushed to do this video, I checked again on the age of Aquarius. So apparently this is what I discovered. Okay? So that's why this has been a main theme for a lot of people. Okay. For one thing, okay, here, wait. Sorry. Spacing out, sorry. Okay, the age of Aquarius. Some say it started on March 2021. Some say it started in December 2020. Incidentally, that was around COVID time, which fortunately we're sort of out of at this present time. Okay, it says here, we have entered a new astrological era, the age of Aquarius, and this is how it's shaking up our lives. The age of Aquarius is officially upon us. For many, there's been a definite shift in energy from 2020 to 2021, though both have been a ride. Okay? So, the thing is, it's not as though these things have been happening only lately. From what I hear, people have been trying to stand up for themselves only this year about things that have been going on probably forever. Okay, if you have been going through this type of challenge, pressure, um I feel you. So there. Aquarius, if you're not too much into astrology, Aquarius is known also as the rebel of the zodiac. Okay? Um not to shed a negative image of this sign. Well, basically I have some in my chart also, so there. Um it just it just says that we are being called to, based on this explanation, we are being called to, basically just push through the obstacles which have been pressing on us for a long time already. If you notice that you have been, for example, you have been patient with people around you, for example, or you've just been saying, okay, oh, this person did this to me, and that's okay, and that person has been did this to me, and it's just, oh, that's okay, everything is okay, and you've been doing that for a lot of your lives. Now this is the year that we are being called to really stand up for ourselves. So no wonder a lot of people have been making changes to our lives, to their lives, to their own individual lives. You know, there's only so much a person can take, and Laws of nature, natural law. With every action, there's an equal reaction. The law of gravity, everything that comes up must come down. Things like that. And basically, we are trying to shoot for balance in our lives because that is basically what the universe is calling us to do also. We cannot live in imbalance forever. Sooner or later, something has to give. So there. So if you are at at the side where all these things are trying to come at you, and you really feel deep in your heart that you have to fight to go to the finish line, then I send you a lot of um, prayers and hugs and blessings. Yeah, I do. There is also, there's also a saying that goes. I just found this in one of my notes last time. Then I was trying to find it a while ago. I couldn't find it, but um, there's a saying that goes something like the universe always sends us signals, gentle signals. If we don't heed those signals, it hits us with a sledgehammer. Now, something like growth is most painful when we resist it. Okay, so there. Um, sometimes sometimes we wonder why nothing is changing in our lives. When we want to invite change into our lives, something has to change. Something has to change, but we don't do anything about it. Actually, we are being called to do something about it. We feel this pressure building up inside us, and we just say, oh, never mind, I'll just deal with that tomorrow, I'll deal with that the next day, and you still don't deal with it. That is actually the answer to your prayer. The universe, guide, this spiritual community looking after you is telling you to do something. If you don't do something, sometimes, well, the tower just falls. Things are being done for you to create the change that you are actually praying for. So there, it's tough, friends. So I hope this gave you a little insight into what has been happening, not just to you if you're going through this thing, but to a lot of us. Okay, that's what we are being called to do. Well, because that, like the saying goes, you have to be the change you want to see in the world. So it really starts from us. Okay, so there, don't give up. God bless you all, and hopefully you find hopefully you get to the point where you could actually breathe already. And well, there's one thing that I forgot to say. There's one thing that I found already also. Wait, and I'm going to leave you with this. Okay, so where's that? Okay, Aquarius is all about then liberation, equality, and freedom. Okay, God, the universe is hearing your prayers, and they want you to be free, to live freely, not to live in constant oppression, or not to have everything turning against you. And hopefully, if we heed the call, we are actually eventually going to strive for balance in our lives. And when we start it with ourselves, others might actually follow through. Basically, what has been happening in my personal life also is there were things that I started to stand up for. It wasn't easy. I'm not going to go through the details. but it wasn't easy. Okay. And then when I started to do that, there were people who were around me also, who were inspired to do the same thing. So there. So, never mind what other people would say about you, because a lot of people, especially those who talk a lot, sometimes they feel they have the upper hand, and they might say all of these things about you, that you're not cooperating as well. Especially in our culture, there's this thing called, pakikisama. You have to please everybody, but that's not a trend anymore, and that's not what's supposed to be. We have to listen to ourselves, and we have to stand up for ourselves also. Okay, now if you are the one who, if we are the ones who are, you know being on the abusive side, then that is something that we have to look into also. Okay, so there. So this has been a long video. Thank you for everyone who's put up with this long. I usually try to keep my videos short, but well, this was hard to do, and yeah, it's not easy. Relationships are not easy. Okay, so there. So I wish you the end of the line, and for you to be free, for you to be happy, for you to love and to feel loved. In the end, after all your struggles, God loves you. So this is just me, Alvie, saying, find your strength, find your peace, and stay with God, whatever you conceive Him to be. He loves you so much. Take care. Until next time. Bye.